Dr. Manny for Break the Cage MD. We're on video number 18, which means we're almost at the end of the 21-day series. So, gotta stop and enjoy my birds right quick. Okay, so entrepreneurship is, and this is the last bit of the set, so I'll make sure I show you how they all tie together going forward, and then if we have enough time, look back at some of the other earlier ideas to weave them in as well. So entrepreneurship is action. Now, what separates action from other elements, other ways of being? Actions are different from reactions because actions are goal directed. By that, it means that each action, each time you use the energy, you're pointing it towards your outcome, your desired outcome. So that's what makes action different than reaction. Now, one thing that often people will stop right there and tell you, okay, now you know action. But as it turns out, action, in addition to being just goal-directed, actions also have to be at the right level of abstraction as it relates to accomplishing the goal. If your goal is too concrete, well, if your goal is too abstract, then you may miss how it's aligned with your values. If your actions are too abstract, then they're hard to implement. Now, if your goals are too concrete, then you're going to miss the big picture. If your actions are too concrete, you get caught up in the how. And this is something they discuss in perceptual control theory. You get two conflicting control systems pulling to change to manage the same value. This is what you get when someone gets fight, flight, freeze. In the freeze version, your approach and your avoid system are both tugging on your system, and you end up, well, with inflammation in your system and with depression. Okay, so let's look at some of the words. I'll do the R. Kelly. Now, usually I don't do this, but I'm going to go ahead and hit you up with some of the other stuff that's coming up. So the theme is action. And so with action, you also have reaction. You have abstraction. You have distraction. But the next one in the series is going to be attraction, because entrepreneurship is all about attraction. You have to attract an audience. You have to attract customers. You have to attract money. That's for sure. Let's see. You need traction in the market in order to, once you attract, you have to have traction in the market so that you can make progress, so you can have velocity and growth. I mentioned attraction. Once you have succeeded in attraction, you want to make sure that no one takes away your customers and decrease their loyalty through distraction. You want to make sure that they're performing the right actions to get to their goal so that they can end up with, both of you end up with customer satisfaction. Now, I'm turning back around because I'm doing like the short walk up around the cul-de-sac this morning. I know if Yomaz is watching this, he's going to tell me about backlighting. Man, you can't have backlighting because it's hot. So I'm turning this way and I'm going to walk up to the other side of the cul-de-sac. Hopefully you guys can see me. If you can't, you can hear me. And if the visuals bother you, then go download the podcast. Okay, so let's think through the parts of the journey once again for people joining us late in the series. Number 1, entrepreneurship is a journey. Number 2, entrepreneurship is power. Number 3, entrepreneurship is science. Number 4, entrepreneurship is art. Number 5, starting the OS set, entrepreneurship is kairos. Number 6, entrepreneurship is, and remember, kairos is not to be confused with chronos. Chronos is linear timing. Kairos is contextually relevant timing and execution. Okay. Number 6, mythos. Number 7, ethos. Number 8, pathos. Number 9, logos. And these are the ones that I think in my end model I'll end up simplifying the last set just so that we can all remember them. That's an example of traction, by the way. By making the content simpler, you're more likely to gain traction. If I'm not able to store it in my head and I'm the one writing it, then the chances are someone will walk away from your presentation and actually change their lives based on the information is minimal. Let's see. I know that in that set, yeah, I truly can't remember what the first one in that set is. I guess there'll be a set of videos where I figure out a simpler model for that set. I know that value creation, let's see, internal locus of value. I'm giving you these in nonlinear order, so I guess I'll have to think through them more to come up with some reason why they have to be in a particular order. And my brain is like elsewhere now. So value creation, social intelligence, which is social cognition, having an internal locus of value, activation of latent value, check that out. Okay, yeah. So when I'm done with the set, I'm going to go back and simplify the ideas in that middle set to make them easier to digest, easier to retain. Dr. Manny, break the cage, MD.